I'm incredibly proud to be a part of the Paralympic movement, and it is gaining more and more attention and gaining more and more steam, not only in the US, but globally. I think it's critically important, really as a societal thing, to look at how we can reframe the way that we look at disability. The reaction of my friends and family to my blindness was that they couldn't imagine what my life was going to be like, and they just feel sorry for me. Paralympics offers us an opportunity to get excited about wheelchair racing, or get excited about blind athletes tearing down a ski slope or riding a tandem bike at 30, 40 miles an hour. I think it's a really important sort of mechanism to have a real positive, cathartic conversation within our society about disability. And I'm just so proud that not only are our Paralympic athletes doing incredible things at the Paralympics themselves, but then that carries out and permeates throughout our society in a positive way. So for about 7 years, I was an explosive ordnance disposal officer in the Navy. I deployed both to Iraq and to Afghanistan during that time period. On September 7th, 2011, I was part of an assault team that was doing combat operations in the Kandahar province of Afghanistan. At about 7:30 in the morning, I stepped on an improvised explosive device that detonated about 1.5 feet in front of me. The really good news is I was able to walk away from that blast. The bad news is, as a result of the blast injuries I sustained to my face, I lost my vision permanently. I'm normally a pretty upbeat, positive person. I like to be a leader in my community, and I didn't like that everybody's reaction to me was that of pity. So I was looking for an opportunity to show everyone in action that this diagnosis of blindness was not going to get me down. And thankfully, sports sort of entered the picture. I was offered an opportunity to participate in the Warrior Games, which was an adaptive event for wounded vets, determined that I had the aptitude to be able to get into the Paralympics. There was a sense of urgency, and someone actually along the way said that I was very lucky to have been injured in a Paralympic year. I did what I could to get into the rankings as a Paralympic athlete in 2012 and kind of shot to the top and had the opportunity to join Team USA exactly a year from the day that I lost my vision. That really kind of set me on a new path. I think one of the most difficult things about sustaining a traumatic injury like the one that I did with blindness, or there are others, but for me, much of my sense of identity revolved around being in the military, doing a really austere and crazy mission, having a really kind of expansive set of capabilities, sort of being someone who could jump out of an aircraft at high altitudes or dive down to the bottom of the ocean and do missions that no one else was able to do. Following blindness, though, I can't wash the dishes. I can't find my way to the bathroom sometimes. Just very, very basic things were a major struggle. And that's a huge blow to my confidence, my sense of self, my sense of identity. Swimming for me was a way to sort of reorient myself and go back to something I had done for so long. From the age of 11 all the way through college, swimming was a big part of my identity, and physical activity was a big part of my identity. Following the Rio Games, I had really accomplished everything that I had wanted to accomplish. But still in my heart, I felt like I was still an athlete. I wanted to keep going. And so an opportunity to join a triathlon camp emerged in 2017. And from day one of that camp, I was hooked on triathlons. The most significant difference between swimming and triathlon is that I do the entire race tethered to a guide. So in the pool, I'm all by myself. I put my head in the water, I swim my distance, whether that's a 50 meter, 100 meter, 400 meters, and I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea where my competitors are. All I can control is my line through the lane, my turns, my pace, my exertion, those sorts of things. So it's very individually focused, almost exclusively internally focused. Triathlon does not allow you the flexibility to do that. There's constantly variables that you have to adjust to react to. There's there's a big race course with a big field of athletes who are all kind of doing all kinds of crazy things. There is no lane to keep you separate from the competitors, so sometimes you tangle up right off the start.
Yeah, Timber was very curious about why I was doing calisthenics.
I think my family has adjusted to not setting an expectation for what I or we are capable of. I think that I was able to shatter a lot of those expectations right off the bat. One of the biggest tragedies of this whole thing is that though my wife and I have trained side by side for 3 years, she won't be able to go to the games. And if anything, I think my family expects me to continue breaking down those barriers. And I feel some level of, maybe not pressure, but definitely motivation to continue to break down barriers as much as possible, not only for myself, but I understand now that based on the platform I have through Paralympics, I can be a leader within our community. I can be a leader within the disabled community. I can be a leader within the athletic community and a leader for our veteran community. When I'm not training or competing, I just began a PhD program here at Princeton. My goal, my new professional goal, is to return to the Naval Academy and teach leadership and ethics to our midshipmen who have volunteered to serve their country.
Oh man, I'm just a little bit tired.
I think I made it up.
I kind of want to be the best at everything, whether it's making pizza or competing in the Paralympic triathlon. I think this notion of excellence really motivates me. I don't think it's, when you use the word competitive, for me it's not necessarily competitive. Like, I'm not looking to beat other people. I'm looking to do something in an excellent way, in the most excellent way, so that by virtue of achieving that level of excellence, I have to beat other people, but that's not what I'm trying to achieve. What I'm trying to achieve is excellence. And I like that, I like having that mindset because on the race course, I'm kind of cheering for everybody else too. Like, I want them to be excellent. I want them to be their most excellent self. I just also want my most excellent self to be better than their excellent self, if that makes any sense.